It was the summer of 2012, and back then, in those days, there was a thing called hip-hop. It was a genre of music that was, dare I say, sometimes barbaric. There was not a better example of this type of music and attitude than Screwloose. Now these two fellas, Mickey Marshall and the Deadbeat, they were in a heavy metal band together for a long time, and they wrote all these songs with the screaming and the profanity. Well, after the band split up, the two of them decided to go off on their own, and this is the start of the story.
Yeah. The misbegotten sun sitting on the sun, quenching thirst with lifeless blood, striking up a thought like a match I'm burning. Walk through the rubble of my past life, lighted up, I'm wrapped in the vengeance, matched up with endless thoughts streaming consciously through my repentance. A menace with a penchant for leaving this dimension. Stand back and watch me ascend for a second, rise like percentage, witness transcendence. I am the word and the word is relentless, voice in my penance. Although my regrets live deep in my flesh, my chest is the entrance to all of the passionate shit that I've mentioned for years on a tape. At this rate I'll get the message across when my legacy is safely cemented. Production picks up, I'm unique and inventive. Someone with incentive goes through the motions. When I try to succeed I'm ferocious. Enough of this bogus hip-hop commotion. You have to be gangster, you have to be noticed for smoking weed and posting the most. This culture is poached by the lack of devotion. The ocean and I become equal osmosis, grown so strong, call me the new Odin. The beast has awoken with spoken words flowing, throwing my heart and my soul in each opus. Get deeper than an endoscopic procedure, veer through my soul and my body is noxious. The fever is rising, the toxins are boxing me off as I box with God on Suboxone. No more kingdom come, no more loss, no more America, land of the fraud. No more failure, no more falling. I know my role and I'll show you my calling card. I show no restraints, you're boxing with goddamn right, times have changed. Tick tock, stop the clock, reflect for a second. You ever box with God? You ever strike up a thought and concoct a plot, then shoot the rules down like Anwar Sadat? Incandescent light glows through the sky. Rewind back to the days when I lived my life so blind. Preserve my filament from oxidizing. I am argon inside the mind. Rewind, incandescent light glows through the sky. Rewind back to the days when I lived my life so blind. Preserve my filament from oxidizing. I am argon inside the mind. Rewind, 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 rewind. That's dropping me is busting through the glass. Person in the mirror's like a hostage in my body trap, trying to escape. Pounding on the walls and screaming, feeling like a bear in the winter. That's my sleeping season. Once the summer hits again, no beyond the business end of my devices. Literally crawled out of the lichens den. That's when all the heads began to cluck and talk their kids in. Inspire Generation X to not be mental midgets. I feel like Shawn Michaels getting on a super kick, more hits than Rob Ford. Drinking a glass of Rumble Mist, Quasi got his hunchback. No, I'm dominant, was sick of being lazy with no known accomplishments. Mick is my accomplice, we're honestly Adonis. Plead no contest, just too damn complex for you to understand. You're living under rocks. Every time we see the light of day we think outside the box. Da 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 da.
stand back when I kill it. I blow up like an atom bomb, triple distill it. I'm chasing whiskey with some Guinness on that drunk monk shit, breaking MCs like acid water, tearing up beats like it's a clit on your daughter. And unless you find a clue, you be leaving with that bitch smack like slapback reverb on a track. I get the last laugh, crawling inside brains like carnivorous worms. When you be thinking we on the same level, you be thinking something absurd. Word is bond, we staying hungry like starving Ethiopians, corrupting young minds like United States government. This marks a revolution, the exodus of ancient rap, as if suburban slayers are the only quality acts left. The highest on the cards, standing above the rest. We're singing nah 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 till the hour of death. Come on. Da 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 da
I'm an atomic bomb, faster than Ramadan, I'm proud to don it. The title songwriter, my ear is philharmonic. Fill your brain with topics, I tend to write it just like this. Piece each song together through his message, make a premise, influenced by my life. Just think about each bar, I'm hungrier than hell because my whole life I've starved. This is not your average underground experimental project. This is my form of the 1960s protest, ignoring this whole mess. The murder of hostess took away our Twinkies, we freaks and got it noticed. The people have the power over people. TV is the crash site, we're driving the vehicles right off a cliff into cell phones and luxuries. Meanwhile we got a normal everyday fuckery. Excuse me if I haven't quite learned all the lingo. I guess this song will never make a good single. I don't have the mainstream appeal, I say okay. The murder of my youth has been marked as a cold case. Mick is my accomplice, the progress is obvious. Generation X kids, we're too complex for you to comprehend. I'm the one who knocks, our styles are night and day. Our records are the equinox. Shine the light in my eyes, I swore they saw a ghost. On the last train home with a bag of my goals. My soul chipped a little bit, it was a bumpy ride. Reach my destination and I'll leave it behind. The unwashed phenomenon. The unwashed phenomenon. The unwashed phenomenon. The unwashed phenomenon. Humans are self-centered, thick-skinned like hotspots, determining the level of insanity through ink blots. My records are timestamps to emphasize the growth. I'll be like Mayweather going 46-0, TKO all the posers. Musical disposer, use this as the launch pad. Words of my closer, rest assured I'm the owner of my lot. The plot, use this as an outlet, whether I blow up or not. I won't sell my soul or sell myself short. Cite every source, here's my cultural report to build rapport with my fans and people that I meet. You've heard the phenomenon, now you'll see it breathe. I tried to be different, vulgar and explicit, realized who I was and it's not what they witnessed. Imprisoned in my thoughts for too long, I lost my marbles, kept anger contained until it melted through the parcel. Partial loss of touch, harness and a crutch to live. Head nodding in and out, searching hard to find a fuck to give. Just another kid, been damaged by the roots, exerting pressure as I grew up slowly by the books. Time to break the cycle, self-discovery through this state. True to myself, no matter how hard it gets. This burning desire, I'm committing arson. Darkness exists, but I maintain it like a garden.
Shine the light in my eyes, I swore they saw a ghost. On the last train home with a bag of my goals. My soul chipped a little bit, it was a bumpy ride. Reach my destination and I'll leave it behind. The unwashed phenomenon. The unwashed phenomenon. The unwashed phenomenon. The unwashed phenomenon.
For the better part of 3 years I wrote about life and death. As a pay, I finally laid it all to rest. Only here to spit and sing, savior from the misery. Stephen King created Sheldon, I created musically. Let it loose, break my legs like Ann Wilkes. Booth doubles as a padded room. Remove the screws, Willis die hard. Sometimes I feel like Neidhart. Wrestle with my moods just to put it all in my art. Drop the anvil, you can hold a candle. My heart's foundation was built up by every battle's sent me with a cattle prod, made me move along quick. A bitter like the taste of chewing pills mixed with shitty liquor. Quicker man, I stand tall, you will never burn me down. I never learned to swim, really only learned to drown. Come up for a breath of air just to stay afloat. Remote island is my hideaway, mine creates the moat. The ghost floating down the street and the stage is my yard. The highest on the card, my life is no holds barred.
Shine the light in my eyes, I swore they saw a ghost on the last train home with a bag of my goals. My soul chipped a little bit, it was a bumpy ride. Reached my destination and I left it behind. The unwashed phenomenon, the unwashed phenomenon, the unwashed phenomenon, the original vagabond.
The original vagabond.
You see what I mean? They were rascals. So by this time, you see, they were building up quite a reputation. You know what I mean? They were clubbing mailboxes and, trying to get with all the fat bitches.
Are you talking about screwloose guy?
Yeah, it was quite a time to be alive, let me tell you. And let me tell you, it didn't stop there. This was only the beginning of a very prolific chapter. Yeah, I was there, and let me tell you, I don't mean to just barge into the conversation, but I'll tell you what, the deadbeat, he loved, I was about 300 pounds at the time, he loved the fatties. And Mickey Marshall, I mean, God, there was about 100 chicks lined up at one point to see him, and he played that fucking guitar like nobody's business. Ha ha ha, yeah, it was just another typical summer in Chicago.
I stand on the podium and preach to the choir. They flock to my gospels like heat to a fire. Been herded like sheep, beats play single file. Dogs nipping at their ankles, archangels conspire. Who will be the good shepherd, leader of the pack? Offer something to believe in, I will take you back. Thunder pounds like heartbeats, seas begin to part. The shepherd walks between the waves, refreshing his heart. Villains spew lies like acid from a fly's mouth. Apostles admire me, the hostile will die down. Standing amongst the sinners at the lake, stripping layers from their face in an attempt to create saints. Bathe in mystic waves, watch the crowd grow. Finally receive a break from the back-breaking status quo. If I'm the good shepherd and they label me a godsend, my flock will be saved from the words out of context. Swim with the sharks, bathe with the lepers. Come with me, I am the good shepherd. Walk with the sheep, destroying Elias. We all start small and grow to be giants. Swim with the sharks, bathe with the lepers. Come with me, I am the good shepherd. Walk with the sheep, destroying Elias. We all start small and grow to be giants. Take me as I come, I am here to teach, not here to preach. Just inspire with my speech, pick and choose directions. Every hand in the grab bag, molded like clay in the sands of the badlands. Never stop walking no matter how bad the weather looks. Follow your path, walk strong with the shepherd's crook. Sweet is my lot, how neat is my plot. My tongue filled with praise and my mouth is the spot where worlds are built, villages crafted. The gospel involves so much more than just rapping. One day I'll have armies and rooms filled with lost souls. Fill the generation gap with wisdom and cause the youths can hear my tender reply. The world will know when the shepherd is nigh. If I'm the good shepherd and they label me a godsend, my flock will be safe from the words out of context. Swim with the sharks, bathe with the lepers. Come with me, I am the good shepherd. Walk with the sheep, destroying Elias. We all start small and grow to be giants. Swim with the sharks, bathe with the lepers. Come with me, I am hasn't been looking through microscopes built by Catholicism, elevated up 10,000 feet. A species of aliens who went with the beat. Predictions came true in a line like the sheep herded. Where do we end up? Everybody seeks purpose. Uphill marches, a billion people we gotta carry. Lead them to the real deal. Enter the monastery. Ministry's history is etched in each word. 10,000 years down the line, they'll repeat the verse. Don't be a sheep, be the shepherd who weathered the storm in the form of a god remembered. Tender dialogue, try to dawn a new ways, new gameplay. Set the stage for a change. If I'm the good shepherd and they label me a godsend, I'll just roll like a stone, I'm a prophet. Swim with the sharks, bathe with the lepers. Come with me, I am the good shepherd. Walk with the sheep, destroying Elias. We all start small and grow to be giants. Swim with the sharks, bathe with the lepers. Come with me, I am the good shepherd. Walk with the sheep, destroying Elias. We all start small and grow to be giants. If I could pinpoint the problem, I'd probably place it in pieces. Right on the mental next to my past problems repeating. I got the hunger for being somebody left in a category and trying to walk through life being different and sharing stories. It comes with the territory, the one where you realize it's easy to conspire, but to execute it's another side. Entirely admiring your heroes who have left you. Tattooed on your body, all your hobbies come for them too. You do it with the crew, even when the crew shoots you. Or you shoot the crew, but the truth is a new route. There through the hard times, sharing the hard tide. Together we discover when we explore the dark side. The current pulled me into a lake that a man made. Man creates the current, I stay my line on the shore. Break when the door breaks open and they witness the real me. Revealing the guy locked in the basement who still breathes. Will they feel me? I mean for real, will they feel me? Not the big reveal of the truth they conceal. See, I'd rather you admit it than to keep it all hidden. You dislike me from the start, don't act like you did, but it's okay, hey. I write lyrics to choose moves. You wear a fake grin like Americans' new shoes. Act like it's okay, but inside you're a nervous wreck. That's the enemy inside you, he creates the perfect threat. Overcome the jitters, hit a rocket to left center. You feel the view, you have the right to express. Nobody's picture perfect, but we can all paint a picture. Some are neat and clean, some are different in the mixes. It's a group decision on what's cool and what's not. Avoid congested highways, overcrowded and whatnot. Forget about trends, make friends, don't make a mess. Pick it up as you little stress on crumbs when we finally pop out like toast at the max. We can see the light fully cooked and relax. I feel like Griffith. If I could pick up the pieces, I'd probably patch them together or make a quilt for the world that cover coldness like sweaters. We bury gins with the sense to give the 7-year itch. Life is an expression that I used to exist. Look in the mirror, say, hey kid, you knew the risk. Now you're so stuck and you refuse to admit mistakes have been made. You'd rather hide from defeat than seek out to win and be unique and complete. We were bred out retreat so we don't greet the beast. Each day of the week, each heartbeat we seek with someone we love. Can something be resolved? I'll never know marriage, I'd rather not be involved. We can play the concept but can't save the product. Watch my parents split like the plate tectonics. Know I astonish myself with how much that I've grown. Am I happy like this? Hell, it's all that I've known. Curled up alone like the last pretzel in the bag. Thinking of the nights watching movies with my dad. Felt like Griffith on the train all alone, knowing damn well I can never go home. I don't even have one, I just have a past life with years where it changed into black every night. Right before the credits roll, the story concludes. My name lives forever when the stars bring the moon. Comes out of hiding for an encore resumes. Then the cheering starts and I depart from the room. It'll be dark soon, so you better get right back before the sun goes down and you capture the light, man. We have a chance to rehash the magic and run back to the beginning. We became someone bigger and better, no matter rain or shine. I feel like Griffith looking back on the times.
I've studied the history of screwloose for quite some time, and by all accounts at this point in time, they were trying to come up with a more mainstream name for publicity, or just with a better hook. From the research I've done, they were butting heads about that just a little bit. The deadbeat wanted a more controversial name. The ones he was really pulling for were Shut Up and Suck, Cuckold, Bukkake Pricks, Only Men Should Wear Pants, The Devil in Casual Kicks, The Dick, or for the movie buffs, V is for Vagina. Mickey Marshall quickly intervened. His preferred names were Rat Bastard, the Backdoor Bangers, Wet Willie, and the Foreskin Sympathizers. In the end, it came down to Bukkake Pricks, or the Backdoor Bangers. They didn't want to compromise, so they both made t-shirts with their preferred name. Amidst all the controversy, they didn't bother to listen to their fans who just wanted their name to stay the same, but they did come back with a whole new attitude.
Yeah, 847 in the house, bitch. Bitch. Got us infested, trip up under my chest. See the SJWs, gasping for breath. No emotion is left, an empty vessel bereft of every human quality. So I'll go searching for flesh, just something rotten in my body. Next to Bobby is plotting, I'm plotting godly type of shit. There's no chance you could stop me. I embody macabre, king ghidorah with a metaphor. I'm meta-beta-torn with my alpha aura carnivore. Step inside my box, you'll get rocked like meteor. No gore, then you're ready to endure. I was born in a storm, so get ready for the aftermath. I'm back with wrath, throw you in an acid bath. I'm here to maim the tame and aim at the brain, because every motherfucking genre sounds the same. Drain the veins and ignite the flame. I bane a whole lot of shit to ignite my lizard brain. You imitate, I innovate, redefine the game. Skull beneath the skin, made of steel like Dave Mustaine. Keep your fame, I wanna be prolific. My cryptic submissions, my vision sadistic. I'm infinite, gifted like Christmas, you're typical. This is the part of the story that's pivotal. No need for passive aggressive subliminals. I'll come right now with my jabs at you bitches. Mystical, wizard of words. Critical shot, I hit where it hurts. Barbs through the heart, dark art is my story of the outrage culture gets torn apart. Do me a favor, quit being such a pansy, Nancy candy, ass jabroni, happy-go-lucky fucking phony. Melt the snowflakes, watch as they roast. Return of the kings when you needed us most.
Back to basics, a cold and tasteless king of door, bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Got an axe and mace on the base you're wasting. King of door, bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Back to basics, I'm cold and tasteless king of door, bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Got an axe and mace on the base you're wasting. King of door, bringing wrath when the tracks are banging.
Mingling a rhyme, got a mind of a mastermind. Witnessing the storm, spits grinding each nasty rhyme. You wanted a clinic, I'm fucking dropping the gimmick. Going back to basics, stop on the critics. Put my cigarette out on your back and douse the rest of gasoline, light the match and shout. This is for the outrage culture. I smolder, I'm colder than a cup a day old Folgers. The best part of waking up is not giving a single fuck. The villain spilling, killing every rhyme that I muster up. Systematic, automatic, habit got you hooked. So sporadic, fucking savage manslaughter on the hook. Murdering the wording, I'm unearthing something lurking. The inertia's got me working overtime to make the sickest verses lined up. I'll bury every theory who gets butthurt by opinions. You fucking Mary. So scary, I'm the big bad guy. Popping every cherry with my sick ass rhymes. Big neck, panty wax on my fucking ding dong. If you run the city, then I'm coming in like King Kong. Aggressive like Kim Jong-un. You're doomed. Screwloose is here for the next big boom. Period, the myriad of hip-hop, we're superior. Build it like the pyramid, spreading like bacteria. Go tell your friends that hip-hop's alive. One track finished, that shit is revived. Got my finger on the pulse, corrosive, I explode. Return of the kings when you needed us most.
Back to basics, a cold and tasteless king of door, bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Got an axe and mace on the base you're wasting. King of door, bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Back to to basics. I'm cold and tasteless, king of door bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Got an axe and mace, put the bass your waist. King of door bringing wrath when the tracks are banging.
Organs play the soundtrack, the devil assists. Each record release takes me deeper into the abyss. My lips drip toxic spit, mixed riffs dipped in gasoline. Let's get it lit. If I never blow up, I'll show up on your playlist like a ghost who flows through the pages. Broke out of cages, crushed expectations. They used to say I would never fucking make it. I was hopeless, useless, clueless, wrong. If you want a reaction, use this song. I'm a cannibal animal, tear you up with my mandibles. Animus, savage antagonist, radical shift in attitude. Twist comes at the end of it quick. Take a glimpse at the beast who gets released when I'm pissed. An iron fist with a hint of a cult. The return of the kings when you need us most.
Back to basics, the cold and tasteless. King of door bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Got an axe and mace, on the bass you're wasting. King of door bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Back to basics, I'm cold and tasteless. King of door bringing wrath when the tracks are banging. Got an axe and mace, on the bass you're wasting. King of door bringing wrath when the tracks are banging.
Fuck one day.
Feeling of summer impending, remembering the story that never got closure and mending.
Make new memories, forge our destiny, rise like heat, constant ascend. We
endlessly search for a place to rehearse the people we wanna be, what we're worth.
The goals that we strive, the vision supplied, never let yield or compromise.
Severing ties with my full-time disguise, rise from the ashes like fireflies. In the still of the night, heat of the moment, the taste of rebirth is sweet and potent.
We're living to laugh, we're laughing to die. We're dying to sleep and sleeping to grind. To find identities, unmarked in melodies. Soundtrack of life composed by legacy.
Burst like a nova, this is our elegy. Outside eclipse at the peak of your energy. After the solstice, empty ocean, fill it back up as you shift your focus. Swim through the sky, straight through the eye of the storm, and arrive on the other side. Inside the mind I fly sky high, and I shine, and I shine.
Endless evolve to outgrow necessity. World is yours in a greater assembly. Valleys and peaks, the presence replied. And stored in the portraits where memories reside. The fouls in our heads fly, replaying past lives, solely to find. Only true person you know how to be is yourself. So harness, express it with ease.
See the seascapes take shape and combine. Know the future will be fine. So I rise and I shine, and I shine.
The missing parts, this is art, this is hard, this is who I am. This is how I will depart, make a mark, take apart the structure, make a work of art. Catalog of hopes and dreams, live my life a la carte. In the dark, count counterpart, looking through the fresh start, pulling weight behind me, the lotus like an ox car, refuse to play the puppet. I grew up with nothing, ideas inside got fired like a musket, potential was summoned, my demons made a ruckus, the pain of my youth got dissolved in my stomach, my precious little nugget, words were the compass, led me to conclusions, overthrow corruption, it feels like I'm erupting, combustion the production, busting out of that dungeon where I locked away my world assumptions, all or nothing, I'ma know one time to reignite conduction, junction, fill my head with anguish, almost got too hurt to function, adaptogen, adapt to my existence, pathogen, the spreading of the sickness, abdomen, visceral incision, halogen, negativity ridden, javelin, stabbing my persistence, masochist, sipping on addictions, antigens, toxicity, affliction, acrogen, witnessing my fictions, witnessing my fictions, witnessing my fictions, witnessing my fictions. Dead to life, no carbon copy. Here's the chance to rebuild the zombie. See the world that I embody. God was wrong, his work was shoddy. Dead to life, no carbon copy. Here's the chance to rebuild the zombie. See the world that I embody. God was wrong, his work was shoddy. I draw conclusions like cavemen painting murals, adjust to being villain. While I look up to heroes, it's all about the cash grab, it's all about the hashtag, all about monopolizing companies listed on the NASDAQ. The flashback is swirling in a man's hands, it's all been here before. You're real, we're not a new brand, we're cyclical repetition, bodies filled with ammunition, brains filled with greed and power, hungry to be cataclysmic, sinister monsters, imposters in human flesh, warmonger conjurers, confident in their conquest. A constant flow of nonsense, constant slew of useless spit. Get away from the mainstream or stay and get used to it. Rudiments, the brutalist, nuisance lips and putrid skin, narcissistic kids who grew up to be part of this society built on racism, hatred, and propaganda. Take agenda at the land of freedom, a constant battle. Federal Reserve serves the powerful with power. The government lies, twin tests, demolition towers follow. The followers swallow the coward's whole. Thoughts live forever within the empowered soul. Adaptogen, adapt to my existence. Pathogen, the spreading of the sickness. Abdomen, visceral incision. Halogen, negativity ridden. Javelin, stabbing my persistence. Masochist, sipping on addictions. Antigens, toxicity, affliction. Acrogen, witnessing my fictions. Witnessing my fictions. Witnessing my fictions. Witnessing my fictions. Dead to life, no carbon copy. Here's the chance to rebuild the zombie. See the world that I embody. God was wrong, his work was shoddy. Dead to life, no carbon copy. Here's the chance to rebuild the zombie. See the world that I embody. God was wrong, his work was shoddy. Wonder where I've been at. I've been writing hip-hop, active with these phonics, iconic when my disc drops. Independent artist, creative genius. Life made me explode like a load in a Kleenex. While we're on the subject, I'm angry at the public. Talk about change while accomplishing nothing. Time to muster something up, more shrimp than bubble gum coming my way while I lay down another rough record. Checkered, pass, enough, your time is up like the end of a blunt. I'm the primo, you're the skunk. Stick that in your pipe and smoke till it's done. Made of steel, I saw it once. That metal shows call me Eddie drunk. No non-sex contacts, gods in my complex. Admit I've been evil, commit to my progress. Sardonic laughter, hypnotic concepts. Grew up in thick skin, broke free like a hostage. The next time you see me, I'll be larger than rap. The story of a kid who chose to adapt. The next step is putting screw loose on the map. One more hook before I break through the glass. The next step is putting screw loose on the map. One more hook before I break through the glass. Dead to life, no carbon copy. Here's the chance to rebuild the zombie. See the world that I embody. God was wrong, his work was shoddy. Dead to life, no carbon copy. Here's the chance to rebuild the zombie. See the world that I embody. God was wrong, his work was shoddy.
The main thing that I do want to discuss is the legacy of Mickey Marshall and the Deadbeat. We have highs and lows in life, and I believe we do the same in our careers, or as artists especially. there exists an unreleased track that was made during a hiatus that Screwloose was on, and when he was interviewed during this time, he had spoken about why they were on a hiatus, and it was not burnout, it was not anything else, it was because quote-unquote Mickey Marshall told the deadbeat to get a grip on reality and go find the world's smallest violin, and not to come back until he did. He didn't come back for about a year.
I play the world's smallest violin in the middle of all the violins.
You'll never find a small one, motherfucker. Bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Don't even ask me to come outside because I'm inside. I'm depressed, I'm sad. First McDonald's type of shit.
I went to the pawn shop. I said, what do y'all got? Nah, I got a laptop. I don't need a wanna know. I know snake backdrop. Next to the Call of Duty Black Ops. In a box set, Roblox. To watch the screen. There it was, affordable as plugs. Cheaper than any whore in town. Alright, all the drugs for the win. For payment installments. I bought the world's smallest violin.
I don't even know
you said, don't cry, you'll get it in someday. I know plenty of 25-year-old virgins. I play it for the starving kids and the fat kids, for the girls and the ratchets, the normal ones or the bad shit. Crazy ladies say, baby, I'm not very big, but I do it diddy dumb and the dumb come in. Of course, I play the world's smallest violin.
Eleanor Rigby, she knows shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Holy moly, that was bad. Well, the hiatus ended after about a year, and thank goodness for the deadbeat's sake, Mickey Marshall vowed to never say anything about the unreleased song. It's probably a good thing if the boy ever wanted any pussy again. I'll tell you this much, they went on one hell of a run after this. A run that was one for the history books. During that time, whenever they'd go into a show, no matter where they were, especially down in those southern states, all them young ladies would come around, and them boys are quoted as saying, "Good golly, we ain't never lived through a hurricane before, and let me tell you, there wasn't no hurricane." I guess that getting pussy thing worked out for him in the end.
Holy moly.
Living through the music here, life. Living through the music here, life. Living through the music here, life. Living through the music. Was a root in the dirt with all this room to breathe. Could have been anything that I wanted to be, blocking out the noise of my neighbors fighting. They were stirring storms, so I rode the lightning. Broke out of the chains, I'm still hearing dirt. Bob singing, don't think twice when I'm burned. Countdown to extinction, ticks in my mind. The ideas start when I lay down to die, but I'm not some carcass on the side of the road, waiting to get scraped up by pest control. My heart in the inkwell, dripping off the tip of the pencil I use to escape from a bad trip. Pass it on to you, the meaning and the legacy. Build a masterpiece with pieces of my memories. Energy spent trying to hide from my flaws. Donate every word to my cause as I pause. Stare at the scene that created my art. You don't know a lot that goes on in my heart. In the darkness I live, the light I will shine. Mine is the starting point, record is the finish line. We were kids mixing hits, trying to be timeless. Product of the beat, I just observe my environment. Try to live forever in the message we supply. If that doesn't happen, at least the music never dies. Here, life, living through the music. 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 Here, life.
Provoke emotion. emotions, but told through the stories we hold. Every line after line, every note after note, getting ghost on the beat. We've been chosen to be a separate species in the hip-hop tree, mixing beats until the AM, all but substance free, hoping to inspire y'all just like they did me. Since I was 10 years old, it's like I sold my soul, relinquished to this intangible force with no control. Because music is life, and life is music, mad therapeutic and at times abusive. From the Bach concertos to the sounds of Anthrax, I rock Jimi Hendrix like an acid flashback. Remember the past and I'll remember tomorrow. Ain't gonna peak till we tower Mount Kilimanjaro. I'll be a fucking skyscraper in the middle of a lake. I'll be a 35 Richter Australian earthquake. Spitting venom like fierce snakes, pulling hits like a knee break. I'm making it sick just like a stomach ache. So just wait until the guillotine slips. Screw loose, Mickey Marsh is that nicotine fix.
Will be better than ever. I tell myself that when I'm dead in December, put it all on the line. Never surrender, more determined than ever to be a contender. The next thing I do will be better than ever. Tell myself that when I'm dead in December, put it all on the line. Never surrender, more determined than ever to be a contender. Here, life, living through the music. 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 Here, life, living through the music.
Chirality, displaced normality. I can't seem to find myself. I'm living manically, but essence is a vanity. It pulls you down like gravity. Takes me back to stardust. I float amongst the galaxies. Nothing left to capture me, nothing left but apathy. The feelings as a state of like causes of anastrophe. Only certain of the state of chiral actuality. Each day brings new waves of unseen realities. Flipped on the upside of mental collides. Grasping at the air of the midnight skies. I breathe in new life, I breathe out distress, defined by the image of my chiral compass. When each side is red, it must be soaked in blood. One side is death and the other is love. Unable to exist in two frames at once, my chirality defines the shape of front.
With reality, duality that massively pollutes the anatomy to breed the dark analogies, atrophied and shattered scenes. Walk on broken glass and see the mirror images. Consumed by shadows, capturing the last little bit of light. Fades into a flicker. Misanthrope, I'm comatose, finishing the fifth of liquor. Rigid dichotomy, composed of toxic properties. Destroy my life properly. Subconscious mind novelty, colloquies with demons. Toxic human being with self-destructive DNA. This time I'm not gonna stop the bleeding. Embrace the changes. Face to face with brave exchanges. Become strangers. All that's left are vacant pages. Different phases. The stranger plague the oxidation of one side. Reduction as it runs adjacent. Time's up. My soul is warm. My body's numb. Black hole. I watch the supernova bust.
This has been Hip Hop for Dummies. I hope all you stupid motherfuckers have learned something by listening to it, but... The screwloose saga isn't over. We'll be back soon. Until then, here, life, living through the music. Here, life, living through the music.